Welcome back guys to Fog Racing, and today we're looking at Lewis Hamilton and his first few laps in a Ferrari. So yeah, strap in, this is the channel for all your pre-season talk, and then when we eventually get this season underway, the vids are not going to stop. I might do a few races on Forza later, I don't know. Download the Forza, it was on the Game Pass, but anyway, I tell you one guy doesn't need to download Forza to drive a Ferrari, that's Lewis Hamilton. And yeah, Lewis Hamilton jumping in to the motor, jumping into Ferrari. It just looks the part, doesn't it? It does. It was like one of those things that were just meant to happen in the world of Formula One. And he's also changed his helmet. I may as well talk about that right here, right freaking now. And of course it's just a simple change back to a pretty basic yellow, but I mean that's what most of us recognise Hamilton for, the yellow, like earlier on in his career. You know, if you grew up watching F1 in the 2000s, also, you know, Art and Senna, throw back to him. Those other guys wore yellow helmets as well. But in other news, right, the helmet is one good thing, right? But at the same time, I don't know what's going on with helmets recently in Formula One, because I don't like the fact they can change it. I mean, I don't mind it, right? But I kind of just preferred it when, if you had two teammates driving, you would be able to recognise them by their helmets. Now, in the odd case, you had McLaren back in the day when they had like Kimi and David on the side of their cars, which I always thought was a nice wee touch, if I'm being honest. Obviously, you just wouldn't get that these days, would you? Like, no, definitely not. But no, it's just like, I feel like drivers are just, you know, changing up their helmets like every Grand Prix. And I mean, I'm not entirely against it, like, but I like when you're able to distinct drivers by their helmets. And obviously with Hamilton, I think he'll want to keep this as formal and as good as possible. Now, we've seen a few years ago with Ferrari, they launched, I think it was the 2023 car. It must be, because I tell you what, I would genuinely be surprised if it was last year's car, because it does feel like a wee bit a while ago, where they launched the car at the test track, and you know, we had them on the radio basically talking people through it. And I thought that was a very fun and unique way to launch the car. Obviously, this ain't a car launch, this is simply Hamilton driving an old Ferrari. I can't recall which one it was, can't remember. But yeah, I mean, it was good seeing Lewis Hamilton in it. And then of course we've only got, what, about 3 weeks to go until they all launch in London. But you know, they all bang on it, oh, C2O and, you know, emissions and all that shit, and it's like, well, I mean, how many emissions is it going to cost to fly all these teams to London instead of just launching the cars on their own bases? You know what I mean? Like, how, yeah, it's funny when they all talk about stuff like that. And also, they're not actually going to be bringing the car. That's another thing. It's simply just going to be a livery reveal put on top of like a basic design. Now, some teams might actually go all out, but it doesn't make any sense to go all out. And also, bear in mind, when you're in February, a couple of weeks before testing and the first Grand Prix, you're not actually going to have the finished article of your car yet. Well, no, unless you've gave up or you think you've built a rocket ship. So yeah guys, Lewis Hamilton driving the Ferrari, looks good. Will he win the driver's title this year? You'll have to wait to our predictions, which we're debating when to do them. Are we going to do them pre-testing, or are we going to do them post-testing? I think it's a bit more spicy to do them pre-testing, but at the same time, I guess we could do 2 sets just to make things even extra spicy. How do you like your Nando's, medium or extra hot? That's how I was going to say that's like Fog Racing likes it, but I'll be honest, when it comes to spice, I'm a bit of a shite bag.